Since starting to play Souls RNG in Era 5, this game does not feel the same. You might say that it's nostalgia, but it is not, because Souls RNG has changed, and not in a good way. Luck has been slowly going up, making auras worth a lot less. And global auras are becoming way too common, to the point that every aura in the game has become 10 times easier to get since Era 4. So in this video, I'll be going over how Souls RNG luck inflation has been ruining the rarity of 100 million plus auras by making them too easy, what sped this process up, how people's 100 million plus auras doubled within less than a month, and how we could try fix it. So to truly start off and know how bad it's truly become, let's go back all the way to Era 4. When this, the first global to be ever added to Souls RNG, became a thing, impeached. Back then, you usually only really had 2 luck at a time, because the Exo Gauntlet was the best gauntlet, which was about 2.64 rolls per second, because of the 25% roll speed that the Exo Gauntlet gave you back then, which made it peached about a 1 in 76 million at its global rarity at 1 in 200 million every second. And yeah, you became the celebrity of the server every single time you equipped it, because nobody even had it. And that was how it was meant to be, because this meant that people were grinding the game for an insane aura. Expectations were lower. 10 million plus auras were the equivalent of winning the lottery. Even 1 million plus auras were insane to get. And honestly, Era 5 began to change this forever. But before we get into that, I do want to ask you guys to please subscribe just for a second, because I have just entered school and a really bad year of school as well. So that means I have to upload a lot less. So I really do hope you guys to support me by subscribing, commenting, liking, turning on notifications for the next video, because you might miss it, and finally sharing out the video so more people can see this. And hopefully some devs will see this, because this could genuinely be some advice that could genuinely make the game come back to its original 100k player form. And only 10% of you guys subscribed, which really hurts me, so just subscribe. But this new potion that they added in Era 5 changed luck so much that rare auras became much more common. From the 1 million plus auras all the way to the 100 million auras that were in the game at the time. A well-known new gauntlets were added in this era. The heavenly potion went to make a lasting impact on the game, because it was basically free 100,000 luck or free 200,000 as it later became, which made 1 million pluses much more common. But it wasn't that bad at the beginning, because crafting recipe was really difficult at the time. Yup, Celestial used to be a pain to get, but slowly but surely all of these 1 million auras became easier to get, to the point that you had so many of them that you began deleting them. But later, which you'll see in the video, heavenly potions end up being really bad for making auras like stupidly common. But let's move on to the next true milestone, Era 7. And this added classic auras like this Gargantua, Bloodlust, both of the Overtures, and of course Radiance, which you can tell it was added in Era 7. But some changes happened that made some of the new rarer globals actually not that much rarer, maybe even commoner sometimes than the old globals that were since Era 6. 100 million plus auras like Impeached, Bloodlust, and the rarest display Gargantua were giving a biome where they were much easier to roll. Like this Gargantua went from an absolutely colossal 1 in 430 million to being a lame 1 in 43 million in the Starfall biome right here. That made some of these 100 million plus auras way easier to get if you use the heavenly at the right time. You can see why heavenly start becoming extremely broken. But to add on to that, the VIP Game Pass began giving 1.2x luck on every roll, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's the difference between getting Impeached, Breakthrough, and Archangel. And using gauntlets like the best ones at the time, like Gravitational Volcanic Device, gave you about 9.5 luck per second, which was already 4 times more than you could have in Era 4. And it made Impeached a simply just stupid 1 in 4.2 million inside this corruption biome. And outside of it, a still crazy but a little bit more modest 1 in 21 million. But up until the point, it was still difficult to get globals. Like in Era 9, they added a 1 in 825 million Aegis, which, yeah, since basically rolling non-stop since then, I still don't have it. Even with, up until Era 9, us getting gauntlets like the Ragnaroker, Eon 1 was about to throw luck completely out of the window and slowly increase the downfall of luck in Souls RNG. Because let's just say that 100 million plus auras got so easy to get that people could get multiple per day completely raw. And I have proof in my inventory. So for example, on November 18th during Eon 1 with the 2x luck, I got impeached. And yeah, luck was extremely broken back then. Then, literally 12 hours later, I got a Gargantua on the same day. And then, let's look at this Bloodlust. Got 138 luck on November 11th. Then, nearly 10 hours later, I got a Symphony. Day later, getting another global. 4 days later, I get another. Yeah, I could keep on going on about how many globals that people got in Eon 1. But start off, this era gave us Luminosity, the first 1 in 1 billion aura to be ever added. This was a really good step in the right direction because it showed a spark of hope for, well, keeping luck sacred, and I'll explain why later. But in the same update, we got the Star Shaper and the Dark Shader, and yeah, these gauntlets are so OP that on average, you just with them get 21.6 luck per second without VIP, which is insane. But let's make this worse, because during this event, you got 2x luck all the time from the Innovation Awards, and an extra 1.1x luck to add on to VIP and VIP Plus. So in total, just get ready for this, sit down or something. You get 56.16 luck per second, completely AFK, every single second. I have to make this sink in. 6 times more luck in Era 7, and now it's more different than the 4 times that we got between Era 5 and Era 7. You can notice this. I think it's time to stop. But the worst part is that multiple bugs happened during Eon 1 that literally made it so that people duplicated Heavenly Potions and Oblivion Potions, which are the new max luck, but it's still kind of difficult to get, completely shattering the 100 million plus aura counts. So much that the 100 million plus badge throughout Eon 1 went from having 266,000 owners before it happened up to 480,000 when it basically ended and Eon 1-1 became a thing. That means that 214,000 people got their first 1 in 100 billion in less than a month, nearly doubling the amount for the entire game's existence up until that point. And of course, all the dupe auras were removed, but the damage was done anyway. I went from having like 10 100 million plus auras on my account, and even with my cooked account right here, I got 15 more globals and went up to 25 in 1 era, by the way. Dupe glitches were the least of luck inflation problems because of the extra luck and VIP Plus's auto collect, which later became the magnet. It heavily potions so much easier to get that people could genuinely just get hundreds of these into their accounts without dupe glitches. And also, of course, they just gave out free heavenlies because why not? So impeached became a 1 in 3.6 million outside of corruption, so not even in corruption, and it's already easier to get than getting it inside of corruption era 7. And just get ready for this, actually brace, because in corruption, a just 1 in 712,000 chance of getting it completely raw without heavenlies.
This is Sparta!
But after this absolutely devastating era, luck was slightly nerfed. 2x luck going away, but coming back for a week in Eon 1-2. But it was too late, the damage was already done. Even after the Doomsday update that took away 25% of luck from saved Heavenly 2s and replaced Heavenly 2s with a Heavenly Potion, which already was nerfed. Even to those Heavenly 2s that were already crafted, soft scammed the player base. I still have all mine, by the way. That really did not help anything, honestly, because all that made was luckies and speeds and fortunes completely useless. Added some new ones in, and of course we got new gauntlets, which were the neuralizer, which added an extra 150% on, and of course the Polite Core became the meta as well. So now we are currently at the most luck you can get with literally just the both of the gauntlets at 27.1 average luck per second. So right now you have a 1 in 7.4 million chance get impeached outside of its biome, and a 1 in 1.5 million chance get impeached in corruption per second, which is still absolutely crazy. And this made people have literal rows of 100 million plus auras in their inventory, to the point that some literally have every aura in the game. Should have never ever gotten to this point, and luck inflation made people quit the game because it became too easy to get auras, and 10 million pluses completely became forgotten. The dopamine doesn't exist anymore. The one fundamental of the game, getting crazy cutscenes, started to lose its meaning. Getting impeached in corruption now, about the same rarity of getting lunar full moon in era 4. But there's a group of auras that exist, which can nearly completely reset everything that's happened, and can build a lot of hype to the game if more of them get added. And those are the next step up, 1 in 1 billion auras. It's a little bit obvious because Luminosity generated so much hype back in Eon 1, but we still only have 3 of them right now, because sadly we just have to face it. 100 million plus auras are just too easy compared to Era 4. And the first 100 million plus aura, Yup and Peached again, became 5,066% easier to get, completely raw inside corruption, than rolling it in Era 4 raw. Even the rarest 100 million plus aura in the game, Aegis, is a 130 million in reality, completely raw, with the current best gauntlet combo on with no extra boost. And because of this, it might be time to call it for 100 million plus auras. Make them not appear in global chat anymore, because the global chat should be a bigger deal to be in, because literally every server could see it. Wherever these guys are, hopefully you're watching, to be on every server, it should just be a bigger deal. But now, every about 5 seconds, sometimes more, you get a global. It's almost like Pets Go at this point. There might even come a point soon enough that the stat tracker bot might have to be put into multiple bots, because it'll just get rate limited like the old one was. And oh yeah, Atlas, right there, so just got it. Well, by fatal error, I guess. And there I go, I've joined the list of people getting Atlas and the global chat as well. But wait, where's the purple text? This is only why 1 billion plus auras and special ones should be there. As well as that, there are like 28 globals currently obtainable in the game right now, which is nearly as much as there were 10 million plus auras in the entire history of the game, including limiteds. And we have enough 100 million plus auras in this game right now, and I think it's just time to get more 1 billion pluses. It's time to move on. There's a reason why we don't get that much 1 million pluses or 10 million pluses anymore. And honestly, I know that 1 billion plus auras should be of high quality, and the devs definitely know that too. Could even be the reason why we don't have more. But I think the standards might be way too high. I think it's already enough to have a massive aura of cool effects. I mean, it should definitely be optimized, but we just need big aura. Equinox is big aura and people like it, and there just should be more of these rare auras to raise hype for the game and finally have auras that are actually rare to get, just like in the old days. And there is a second option, and that's Worlds 2. Could be added soon, I don't know, to avoid the same mistakes that happened in this World 1. But it can't be too out of the way for the normal player, so you can actually find it. And honestly, it might be a good idea to, for now, build on a better World 1. So those are all my ideas. How the game kind of died when it comes to look, because we got all these crazy gauntlets. And I honestly hope that devs watching this, because yes, you dev, you have the power to add more 1 billion plus auras into the game. Help aura hype become real again, so CCs have a lot more videos to make. People really want auras again, because yeah, people still rave about getting 1 billion plus auras and 100 billion pluses just exist. Finally, just get more players playing this game. Also, if you're still here, give me a 1 billion plus please. It's been 80 million rolls, come on. Why am I not giving a 1 billion plus? But anyway, that's all. Please like, subscribe if you guys want to help support me and get more 1 billion plus auras, maybe even 10 billion pluses to make the game absolutely insane, or maybe auras that you just have to roll, like a 1 in a million aura, but it doesn't get affected by any of your luck. Roll button 1 in 1 million. And well, goodbye.